This evening, protesters hit the streets to fight a new controversial ban. The nation's first people have a word for the nation's first citizen. The Attorney General under judicial consideration over his so-called death threat. In the region, in the Bahamas, police investigate voter fraud allegations. And internationally, the rabbit hole goes deeper as more revelations of the Trump administration's Russian ties come to light.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Channel 2 Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, safetvguyana.com. Join us. The government of Guyana has signed into law a bill that will soon have far-reaching consequences for all Guyanese. The government has approved a ban on used tires, which will go into effect on April 1st. Today, members of the Guyana Used Tire Association gathered in front of State House to air their grievances.
Please, Mr. President and the Cabinet and the Honorable Minister, please revisit the restriction of used tires in Guyana.
Since Minister of Finance Winston Jordan first proposed the used tire ban in his 2016 budget presentation, the Guyana Used Tire Association has been leading the charge against it. They are fighting with the understanding that this piece of legislation could spell the death of an industry. The vice president of the GUTA, Mustaq Mohammed, has been selling new and used tires for over 10 years. Based on his observations, new tires are too expensive for the average driver. The cost is compounded when one considers the quality of roads in Guyana.
99.9% of the people come by me can't buy new tire. I sell new tire. They can't buy new tire. They can't afford to buy the new tire. Because a short drop is $300. A short drop for passenger ferry minibus is $60. Where can a poor man, how much trip he got to make a day to make the money to buy one new tire? We don't have good road in Guyana. In Europe, they sweep the road and vacuum the road. They pay insurance on them tires. If anything wrong to them tire, they get a free tire back. In Guyana, we don't have that.
The cost of an average 16-inch used tire is around $4,500. The cost of a new tire can range anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000, even after the government has already lowered the duty by 15%. Ishwar, a tire installer, made no qualms about it. If this bill gets passed, he will lose his job.
I depend on a job because I don't have a father, that's my mother and my two sisters. So I'm the support for the home. So if I will be out of a job, what will happen? What will happen? Everything will just go down. So that's kindly asking, don't ban the used tires. Because the boss man said that he won't be able to get a new tire. So I will be out of a job.
Ishwar is not alone. The tire industry employs over 5,000 citizens from across the nation. A majority of them are young men who often have limited choices in education and career advancement. They come from poor families who are happy to see their sons earn an honest dollar. The passing of this bill will probably spell the end of employment for thousands of this nation's youth. Worse yet, the government is not finding an alternative means of employment for these men. This young man, who is also at risk of losing his job, suggested that the government focuses on local manufacturing of tires before banning the sale and importation of used ones.
For that to happen in this country, you gotta get a company that making tire, and tire must mark made in Guyana. So poor people in this country must get work. You understand? Because if we boss man stop bring this here, you understand? We can't get work. Because this here could be brand new. And it can make sense to take on work, because you just sell it and let it go at a normal tire shop and put it on.
The argument that is brought up by supporters of the ban is the perception that all used tires are of poor quality. In a previous interview, President of the GUTA, Alan Newark, counters this claim. He believes that the government does not have a standard for used tires and refuses to create one. In fact, his organization gave its recommendation on the matter almost a year ago.
In that meeting, we proposed the minimum requirement of 4 millimeters. The association did. The government didn't propose this. We did. That's not our aim to do that. But we did it because we thought it was a good gesture on our part to show that we want to pull up our socks and we want to bring the standards.
It is the belief of GUTA PR rep Nazim Hussein that this ban is expected to have a large economic ripple effect, mainly in the industries that require goods to be transported. Why the government will continue with the move confuses him, as the ban may cause the rise of an underground market for used tires. This tire black market will hurt an already cash-strapped economy.
The GRA has recognized that over $100 million in taxes has been paid annually to the GRA, as against presently under $40 million by used tires. There are privileged persons who can afford to buy the new tires, but the things we're looking at is employment, smuggling. Every single thing from this water that I drink will have to increase, because once it has to be transported, it will increase.
The members of the Guyana Used Tire Association have declared that they will continue this protest until the government listens to their plea. With this in mind, Hussein has stated that they will continue their protests next week, on Tuesday at 12 noon. President David Granger said the accusation made by the National Tushals Council that they were never consulted about the Commission of Inquiry into Indigenous Lands is not accurate. The NTC believes that the commission that has been established by the president to, quote, dispossess Amerindians of their lands, and they would not cooperate with that body. Andrew Weeks reports.
The National Tushal Council, a body comprising of all Tushals of Guyana and the representative body of the indigenous people of Guyana, are worried that the Commission of Inquiry into Land Rights will not get their support. The NTC also stated that in a release that they cannot, with any degree of sanity nor confidence, respect such a body and will refuse to cooperate with such a body. On the sideline on Tuesday, Head of State President David Granger, after swearing in of the Chancellor of the Judiciary and the Chief Justice, President David Granger was asked to clear up the misunderstanding.
The composition, the proposal to establish a body was announced by me at the National Tushals Conference, I think it was in August last year. And there is on the commission a person used to be described as the legal advisor to the APA. And he's well known, he's a lawyer, and his position is well known. So I think there had to be some consultation, and the persons who are on that commission have come from a wide section of the community.
The Tushal called on the president to repeal the Commission of Inquiry into individual, joint or communal ownership of lands, along with Amerindian land titling issue, and to instead stick to his promise in 2015 to establish a Hinterland and Indigenous Peoples Land Commission. The release went on to state, quote, we are forced to remind His Excellency of that commitment and to immediately seek for him to hold that commitment to the indigenous population of Guyana. We call on His Excellency for a complete repeal of the mandate of his commission and to establish the Indigenous Peoples Land Rights Commission, unquote. Mr. Granger explained the role of the Commission of Inquiry into indigenous lands.
The commission is performing two functions, one strictly for indigenous people and one for African people. So there are two separate functions, but there has been consultation, because I certainly didn't pick Mr. David James's name out of a hat. A recommendation had to be made to me.
The governing body of Amerindian village chiefs expressed support for the urgent reparation and repatriation of African lands, but at the same time cautioned that, quote, indigenous land issues cannot and should not be viewed in the same light, nor can it be addressed under the same framework, unquote. In this statement, they claim, quote, the indigenous peoples, by law, are entitled to the traditional lands, while the Africans are entitled to lands that were sold to their ancestors. It is this very separation that needs to be clearly identified and defined. It is also in realizing that these two issues are separate issues and we must address them separately, unquote. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Don't go away. Coming up on Headline News after the break. Attorney General faces judicial consideration for supposed death threat. And President Granger explains his lack of judicial appointments.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Come on down to clearance for the big March Madness sale. Ladies, enjoy 25 to 70% off jeans, tops, skirts, and even sexy short dresses. In addition to that, enjoy crazy discounts on ladies' designer handbags and shoes. And the craziness continues in the gents department with up to 70% off Kenneth Co shoes and shirts. I'm talking half off Nike sneakers along with Levi's jeans, and up to 70% off short pants and jerseys. Now remember, the madness happens on the 31st of March at Clearance, the place to be for the big sale. Always keeping you in style.
Now opened, the new thriving Chinese restaurant Providence location. Perfect for large events, exquisite menus featuring traditional Korean, Chinese and Western cuisine, elegant grand dining room and seats for over 500 persons. Also additional seating on the upper flat, luxurious VIP rooms and a 70657-9067.
Footsteps is about to kick off your Easter with its massive Customer Appreciation Day sale. Yes, for Easter, enjoy wholesale prices at any of Footsteps' 2 locations on Wednesday, 12th April for the entire day. No discount card needed to get great savings. It's Footsteps' massive Customer Appreciation Day on Wednesday, 12th April. Footsteps, bringing it all together.
Yes, let's get it on. Total U Plus is introducing the bridal collection. We sell bridal gowns with over 150 styles to choose from, including bridal gowns for Muslim brides. We also sell bride and bridesmaid gloves, tiaras, petals, flower girl baskets, bridal pins, just married signs for vehicles, guest books and pens, aisle runners, veils, table placement holders, garters. Yes, the complete collection. Come see our bridal display in store. Total U Plus Bridal Collection, Fragates Mall, booth number 16. Let's get it on.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
It's next level time, Guyana. Let's get ready for Love and Sunshine Destination Wedding Conference and Expo coming on April 1st and 2nd, 2017 to Guyana, South America. Come enjoy the company of Joy Agnes, Destination Wedding Specialist, Mark Jennings, TV host and lifestyle expert, Jacqueline Johnson, Destination Wedding Expert, Jerry Gavaya, CEO, Roraima Group, Angie Zimmerman, Floral Expert, and Richard Markel, founder of AFWPI. Registration US $100 before March 15, thereafter US $150. Learn from the industry experts, see floral demonstrations, network at the cocktail, and benefit from educational sessions on wedding planning. Contact us for sponsorship at info@joyagnesevents.com. Love and Sunshine Destination Wedding Conference and Expo, a must for all wedding professionals. See you there.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics Workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
New judges are to be appointed within the coming week, says President David Granger. Andrew Weeks reports that the president's reasons for not appointing several judges to the appellate and high courts came from advice from the Judicial Service Commission. Chancellor of the Judiciary, Yonette Cummings Edwards, also made some comments on the appointment of new judges.
There is a shortage, and we are moving quickly with the Chancellor and the Chief Justice who have been installed to have the Court of Appeal constituted, to have the Judicial Service Commission meet to make recommendations and fill the vacancies as quickly as possible. I am very confident that the new Chancellor is aware of the shortages, and that in the course of the next, as quickly as the JSC could meet and the name submitted to me, I intend to move ahead.
President David Granger. Mr. Granger said he has no interest perpetuating a situation where there is insufficient judges. Mr. Granger also answered to accusations made by the opposition leader as to why he withheld some appointments of judges.
Sufficient judges, the backlog is being built up, and the swearing in of the Chancellor and Chief Justice today is a step in the right direction. So I expect that as soon as the JSC makes its recommendations, I'll be able to give approval and move ahead. So I think the crisis, if you describe it as such, will resolve itself in a few days or weeks. It's up to the JSC now.
Your reaction to the opposition leader's charge that you are refusing to appoint some judges identified by the JSC, sir?
The word refuse is very strong. I withheld approval because I sent the recommendations to the President Chancellor, who has agreed to look at them and resubmit the list to me. As soon as I get that list, I'll be able to act upon it. So I did decline. I saw the list and I received some information, and on the basis of that information, I sent it to the President Chancellor, and I'm awaiting her advice.
The newly sworn acting Chancellor of the Judiciary, Yonette Cummings Edwards, when asked how soon the new batches of judges can be ready, the Chancellor said,
"That could be as soon as tomorrow. We can start working on it. The JSC, a meeting of the members of the JSC will be convened shortly, and we will address that situation."
When asked how many judges are needed for the appeal court, Edwards said,
"Complement, it's 5. Right now, with the swearing in today of Justice George, we have 2. Justice Roy is the 3rd judge, but he is on pre-retirement leave. So in effect, there are only 2 judges. In terms of hearing of appeals on the bench, it takes 3 or more judges to hear an appeal. In terms of chamber applications, those matters could be heard by a single judge in chambers.
While President David Granger awaits the list to appoint the judges from the Chancellor acting, the nation is also on standstill. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Public-spirited citizens in Albois Town saved their neighbor's home from a fire. Here's more. Today, a house caught on fire in Albois Town. The blaze started in the children's bedroom of this house on King Edward Street. This man was upstairs in the house as the fire began to burn.
And then I feel the heat downstairs, and I right away when I feel it, I run down to see what's going on because I know it's not no fire up, nothing upstairs. I run down to see where it is. But when I run downstairs now, the whole downstairs is smoke. And my little nephew downstairs inside the house can't see way out, start to pull you out. Then I start hollering out for help. That well, people, we get fire down here, we need some assistance, and everybody start running. All the community start coming, and out the fire before the fire will come. Fire will just come and do the finishing touch.
Okay.
Was on time, and that was very good.
It is suspected that a child playing with matches may have caused the fire. While this resident of the house appreciates the quick response of the firefighters, public-spirited neighbors put the fire out with buckets of water from a nearby drain before the firefighters actually reached the fire. Fortunately, the house was saved and no one was injured. Nonetheless, investigations are ongoing. Newly appointed Chief Justice Acting Roxanne George Wiltshire on Tuesday said that the matter involving Attorney General Basil Williams and Justice Franklin Holder is under judicial consideration. Andrew Eakes reports.
The accusations made by former Attorney General and PP Member of Parliament Anilan Lal on the threatening to the life of Justice Holder by Attorney General Basil Williams during an ongoing state case involving the trade unionist Carvel Duncan will be up for judicial hearing. That came from the mouth of the new appointed Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire, moments after she was sworn in by the head of state, President David Granger, on Tuesday morning.
Yes, we have, and my only comment is that I am aware that it's being dealt with.
Investigating such a claim, the Chief Justice said, is not for public discussion at this time.
I don't think the media is fully aware, but usually judicial officers don't make any comments. Not usually, we don't. And on an issue like this, which is also sub judice, I wouldn't want to say much except that it is being dealt with.
The former Attorney General Anilan Lal had stated to the press that the Minister of Legal Affairs and Attorney General Basil Williams was lying when he rejected claims that he threatened the High Court judge. Minister Basil Williams called the statement outrageous.
This outrageous statement, which I reject out of hand, that I threatened the judge or whatever they're saying in that regard, I think it's an insult to these three women for Mr. Nandalal to make such an allegation, knowing fully well that they were present at all material times, and unless he feels that they would not contradict him or tell what was the true account, it's an insult to the women in this country and professional women for him to say that they were part of a team in which the Attorney General threatened the judge. And so we are saying we reject the contention out of hand.
The Attorney General clarified that while some of what Nandalal quoted is true, no threat against the life of the judge was intended as being interpreted by the former Attorney General.
Let me say what happened. I was cross-examining Mr. Carvel Duncan, and you all know me. Not today, I'm in this business of doing lawyerly work, and I love cross-examination. Apparently, the pain that was being felt every time Mr. Duncan didn't get the answer right by his lawyer, Mr. Nandalal, who repeatedly interrupted the court. I've never seen nothing like that before, where throughout a session, a lawyer has been repeatedly disobeying the admonition of the presiding judge not to interrupt or interfere with the proceedings, but kept on doing so. And that happened all of the time except for the moment when the judge, learned judge, was about to leave after declaring that he is adjourning the matter.
When the judge was leaving the bench, he asked if the statement by the witness was recorded. The judge said he took umbrage by the fact that he asked whether the answer was recorded because that would imply it was not. The Attorney General said he told the judge that was not the intention. He said he then recalled to the judge a story that occurred a few years ago when, during a court matter, a magistrate asked him whether he was questioning if he had passed his law exams. Williams said he was recounting the story about interpretation and mentioned to the judge that the magistrate he was speaking of was no longer around and had passed away. Williams said he does not know how that statement made by him could ever be interpreted by the former Attorney General as a threat against a judge who was in front of him. The state-owned Guyana Chronicle papers reported on Tuesday that while Justice Holder has written a statement to the Chief Justice on the issue, he has not claimed that any threat was made against him. We'll keep you posted as this story unfolds. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Don't go away. After the break, we have our regional and international news.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Come on down to clearance for the big March Madness sale. Ladies, enjoy 25 to 70% off jeans, tops, skirts, and even sexy short dresses. In addition to that, enjoy crazy discounts on ladies' designer handbags and shoes. And the craziness continues in the gents department with up to 70% off Kenneth Co shoes and shirts. I'm talking half off Nike sneakers along with Levi's jeans, and up to 70% off short pants and jerseys. Now remember, the madness happens on the 31st of March at Clearance, the place to be for the big sale. Always keeping you in style.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Footsteps is about to kick off your Easter with its massive Customer Appreciation Day sale. Yes, for Easter, enjoy wholesale prices at any of Footsteps' 2 locations on Wednesday, 12th April for the entire day. No discount card needed to get great savings. It's Footsteps' massive Customer Appreciation Day on Wednesday, 12th April. Footsteps, bringing it all together.
It's next level time, Guyana. Let's get ready for Love and Sunshine Destination Wedding Conference and Expo coming on April 1st and 2nd, 2017 to Guyana, South America. Come enjoy the company of Joy Agnes, Destination Wedding Specialist, Mark Jennings, TV host and lifestyle expert, Jacqueline Johnson, Destination Wedding Expert, Jerry Gavaya, CEO, Roraima Group, Angie Zimmerman, Floral Expert, and Richard Markel, founder of AFWPI. Registration US $100 before March 15, thereafter US $150. Learn from the industry experts, see floral demonstrations, network at the cocktail, and benefit from educational sessions on wedding planning. Contact us for sponsorship at info@joyagnesevents.com. Love and Sunshine Destination Wedding Conference and Expo, a must for all wedding professionals. See you there.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Now opened, the new thriving Chinese restaurant Providence location. Perfect for large events, exquisite menus featuring traditional Korean, Chinese and Western cuisine, elegant grand dining room and seats for over 500 persons. Also additional seating on the upper flat, luxurious VIP rooms and an elevator for your comfort. The new thriving Chinese restaurant second location above Massey Supermarket, Amazonian Mall, Providence. For reservation call 623-4097 or 657-9067.
This place is really What? What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
And news from the region now. In the Bahamas, weeks ahead of the Bahamas 2017 general elections, the parliamentary commissioner has revealed the police was called in to investigate at least one case of voter fraud. Several people were successful to register to vote twice on several islands, including New Providence and Grand Bahama, before this illegal act was detected by the department's database. Bahamas One reporter Kyle Walkine reports.
It's an illegal act that Hall says he doesn't know how some people actually thought that they would get away with it. But he said people have been showing up and registering to vote twice. We've heard of ineligible voters attempting to register without having the necessary documents. Now, Parliamentary Commissioner Sherlyn Hall says some people are taking it as far as breaking the law and registering more than once.
We have noticed that some people register twice. So we have to delete their cards. They will register at one station today, tomorrow go to another station.
It's not the first time voter fraud allegations have surfaced ahead of a general election. Months before the 2012 election, then Education Minister Desmond Bannister alleged there was widespread voter fraud in the North Andros constituency. 30 names on the 2012 register were challenged in election court on that island. There are 39 constituencies this election cycle, and according to Hall, the latest figures show over 146,000 people are registered as of Saturday. But the parliamentary commissioner said this new discovery of people registering to vote twice has prompted him to call police for one incident in particular.
There's someone registered within 5 days, 2 different locations. 2 different constituencies? Well, same constituency, but different locations for the same polling division.
So they would try to collect 2 voters' cards?
But you tell me, why you want to register twice? What that tells you? Less than a week.
Hall says when registering to vote, eligible persons must sign an oath. A portion of it reads, "My name is not included in any part of the current register, and I have not been issued with a voter's card during the period of the current register." Hall says those persons probably would have gotten away with voter fraud if it weren't for new technology.
Now we'll pick it up, but after the stuff has been keyed in to our computer database. So the computer picks it up. So if you sign an oath after you register the first time, that's perjury. Yeah, so you're committing perjury.
So they can lose their right to vote then?
Well, we see what the police says.
Hall says thankfully just a few people have attempted to commit voter fraud, and he's just glad they were caught. Now, he said, his department can move on with preparing for the upcoming general election, despite having to defend themselves over claims like that made by F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis over the weekend that there was a computer glitch which caused some voters' names to be deleted from the current register.
I know nothing of that. We had no computer crash. We lost no data. And if anyone had any doubt, they could call Mr. Hall. My number is for the world to see. We had no computer crash.
We asked Hall his thoughts on those who appear to be playing politics with his department's work.
God bless Abraham, and he promised Abraham, as a man of God, I bless those who bless you. Now curse him who curses you.
Reporting for our news, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
And internationally, the Russian banker who met with Jared Kushner in December has ties to the Russian government and was appointed to his job by Russian President Vladimir Putin. CNN reports.
President Trump's son-in-law and one of his closest advisors, Jared Kushner, under scrutiny for a previously undisclosed meeting with Sergei Gorkov, the chairman of a state-run Russian bank with direct ties to the Kremlin. Kushner offering to be interviewed by the Senate Intelligence Committee, both about this interaction and his role in arranging meetings between Trump campaign advisors and Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak.
based on the media frenzy that existed around this, he volunteered to make sure that he said, hey, we've made some contacts. I'd be glad to explain them.
The White House insisting Kushner was acting as a liaison for the transition team when he met with Gorkov.
Jared did a job during the transition in the campaign where he was a conduit to leaders, and that's until we had a State Department of functioning place for people to go.
The Russian bank offering a conflicting account, describing the sit-down as a business meeting, telling CNN during 2016 the bank's management repeatedly met with representatives of the world's leading financial institutions, including the head of Kushner Companies, Jared Kushner. Gorkov was appointed to his post at the Russian bank by President Vladimir Putin. It's a bank that's been under U.S. sanctions for 3 years since Russia took over Crimea. Kushner met with Gorkov 1 month after Trump was elected at the insistence of Ambassador Kislyak, who Kushner met with in Trump Tower earlier that month. The heads of the Senate Intelligence Committee confirming they want to talk to Kushner, saying in a joint statement, the timing is still being determined, but will only come after the committee determines that it has received any documents or information necessary to ensure that the meeting is productive for all sides. If it happens, Kushner would become the first person currently serving in the Trump White House to speak to a congressional committee investigating Russian ties.
And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and SafeTVGuyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast. Thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.